Hello everyone, I hope all of you are safe in these hard days. Today's lesson is changing variables with a B. You can follow the link in front of you to start solving the exercises. In this lesson, you will be able to identify areas where they can use variables to modify quantities during runtime. Also, you will examine code to find places where variables can be substituted for specific values. Vocabulary. These are very important, so please memorize them. What is a constant? A constant is a variable used throughout a program that never changes value. What is a variable? A variable is a placeholder for a piece of information that can change. What is a function? Function lets you build your own blocks and decide what code goes inside them. Here we are going to see two codes. The first one is without a variable. The next one, I put variable inside it with a value of 50. In this lesson, we are going to see how variable can be modified during program runtime. Let's think about it. Suppose all the flowers honeycomb in this picture had the same amount of nectar honey. How would you solve this puzzle? I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds to think about it. So I believe all of you thought about we can divide this puzzle into three sections. The first line to get the flower with the honeycomb over here. Then I'm gonna do another code to turn around and get the other flower with the honey. The third one is to turn another time to get the flower and the honeycomb. Now imagine that we didn't want to have to write a separate chunk of code for each set of flowers and honeycomb. How could we use a variable to have our loop to do this for us? This is what we are going to talk about in this lesson later on. Today we are going to solve lesson 8, changing variables with B. This lesson will help illustrate how variables can make programs more powerful by allowing values to change while the code is running. You don't always know what a value is going to be before you begin your program. Sometimes values change while your code is running. This lesson will illustrate how code with changing values can be helpful. Let's start.
Finish this code so that the bee can collect all of the honey and nectar.
Let's recall the vocabulary that we took earlier. What is a constant? A variable used throughout a program that never changes value. Do you remember this? I told you to memorize them. What is a variable? Variable, a placeholder for a piece of information that can change. What is a function? Function lets you build your own blocks and decide what code goes inside of them. The first thing that you notice over here that we have a new code called function. Its name is collect row. Inside it we have repeat block, move forward, another repeat block, do get nectar, move forward, another repeat block, and make honey. Then turn left. We need to use this function to complete this code over here. How to do this? Let's read the function. When run, set gather to input number 2. So we need to do this thing 2 times. Here we need to repeat a missing something or missing number how many times to get the nectar. This number 2 here means that the bee will start gathering on the second block. It should repeat 3 times because we have 1, 2, 3. So we go to loop, choose the number input 3 times, then we go to variables and get the gather function and put it over here, and again over here, and again over here. So first thing it should do, move forward and start gathering the honey and the nectar. Let's try it out. Congratulations, you completed puzzle number 1. Let's move to the second one.
Edit your solution in one place so that the bee can collect all of the honey and nectar.
Now we have, when run, set gather to 2, repeat 3 times, do collect row. In the function named collect row we have repeat gather times, do move forward, repeat gather number of times, do get nectar, move forward, repeat gather time, do make honey, and at the end turn left. We need to edit our solution in one place as instructed. So we need to change only the number of times over here from 2 to 3, since we have 1, 2, 3. Let's try it. Excellent. So when you change the variable once, it will automatically change all over the code. Instead of 5 or 10 lines over here, imagine if we have 100 or 1000 lines of code. Variables really start coming handy. Let's move to the next one.
Such an amazing garden. In this puzzle, each patch needs the variable to be 1 less than the patch before. Subtract 1 from the variable each time through the loop if you want to use the same function to solve this level.
In this puzzle, we still have the same function and the same variable. In order to solve this, we need to go to our variable and get set gather to and put it below collect now. Then let's do some math. Go to math, tab, and choose this function and put it over here. I'm gonna move this aside a little bit. Alright, now we are going to change this one block and put our gather block from variable from here, since we are using this one. Then subtract 1 from this variable. Why did I do that? Simply because if you look over here, you will notice in each row we have 1 less nectar and honey. At the first row we have 3 by 3. On the second row we have 2 by 2. At the third row we have 1 by 1. So here 3 minus 1 equal 2. 2 minus 1 equal 1. Let's try it. Excellent. Now we completed puzzle number 3. Let's move to the next one.
Let's keep going. Edit the code to make it work for this puzzle.
First, I'm gonna remove this or take it away so we can see the code. So now we have 1 1 2 2 3 3. So it looks like we have to do the opposite, and instead of subtracting we have to add 1, I think, each time. Also, we have here, you can notice that the flower is next to the bee, so we need to change this to 1. Let's try it and see if it's going to work. Perfecto. Let's move to the next one.
Create your own code to solve this puzzle.
Alright, so this one looks like we are going to create our own code since we don't have a function here. So this is not going to be too hard because it's basically the same as we did before. Let's look around here and compare. We have 1 1 2 2, and here we have 3 3. So I can already see that we are going to use math and gather and +1. So initially, the first thing that we want to do is go to variable tab and define our variable and rename it to gather as the example before. Then use math input 1 since we have the bee next to the flower. Then we are going to get a loop, repeat. How many rows do we have? 1 2 3, so this one should be 3. Then so now we need a function. We are going to make a function as we saw before. Let's go to function and we are going to rename collect row. Then we need to set up a loop. Instead of doing once, we have to use gather times. Then we have to move forward. After this one, we have to do another loop. Also, I need to remove this and put gather. Now we need get nectar. Get nectar. Okay. Then we have to put another loop to get the honey. No, not this one. This one. Remove this one and use gather again. We need to move forward. Another repeat loop. Remove this and put gather again. Gather. And now we need to make the honey. actions make honey, and at the end we need to turn, let's see, this is the right of the bee, so we need to turn right. Turn right. So this is our function. We need to continue the code over here. To do this, we need to put this function inside this loop. So we go to the function tab and use this block, collect row. Now we need to set this variable gather to gather plus 1. Since I told you before, we have 1, 2, 3. So we have always plus 1. 1 plus 1 equal 2. 2 plus 1 equal 3. So we go to variable, set gather to. Let's do some math and get this math block. Remove this and put the function variable gather. Oops, should be here. Let's try it and see. Excellent. We completed puzzle number 5. Let's check the next one. Oh, this is a challenge puzzle. So I'm gonna keep it for you guys to solve at home. And whoever solved this puzzle and the next one, I'm gonna give him a bonus mark. So please try to solve them. Okay, let's summarize what did we take so far in this lesson. We spoke about the variable. What is a variable? Variable is a placeholder for a piece of information that can change. As we saw in our exercises earlier, and the set gather. Do you remember this was a variable and we put the input 2? These are very important. Once again, please memorize them. Function. What is a function? Function lets you build your own blocks and decide what code goes inside of them, as we saw in collect now function, the one that we used for the bee to collect the nectar and honey. Again, please memorize them. These are very, very important. This will end our lesson today. I hope to see you all on my next live Zoom meeting at the following link, or you can see it on the agenda. Meeting ID 729-458-9735. Always remember to use the password 12345. Please stay safe all. God bless you.